Hey everyone, it's Shadot Quick, and I am the CEO and founder of Adulting with Moi. I'm excited to be here. This time we're talking about taxes because obviously it's tax season. And what I've been doing, if you've been following, is a series that basically takes what you guys want to hear and want me to talk about and just put it on here so that you guys can ask your questions if you would like to or follow up later in your own time. So let's get started. Taxes, right? The tax season started. The IRS said that, or you could start sending your individual tax, all that great stuff. The report's January 27th, and the last day you can file and actually claim it is April 15th. If you do not do it through that season, you could do it later in the year, and I believe it's in the October season, but definitely ask someone because typically you want to be on schedule like everyone else. One thing I made a mistake, my little personal thing was I didn't realize that you should not, typically if you are a single person and it's only one person, you should not max out your exemptions. I did that before because I personally forgot that my salary was way different than what I was making when I was an intern. So I was in a different tax bracket. So I really had to owe the IRS, which was really scary and I do not recommend at all. So that was like my adulting mistake. So with that said, I learned quickly, don't owe the IRS taxes. And then also too, live within your means, definitely should keep it down to below 3 exemptions. I know sometimes it's like, well, Uncle Sam got my money, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, yeah, but you don't want to owe it. You know what I mean? So definitely ask a tax professional for sure what's best for you because everyone's situation is different. So if you don't know, a lot of commercials are out there, obviously, like TurboTax and HR Block, and they're great, I'm sure. I've never used them because I personally really just, well, first of all, because I had some issues with my dad. So I wanted to make sure I had someone I could talk in person because I wanted to get me out this mess, okay? But then also too, outside of getting me out of the mess, I really like the personal connection. So I'm going to suggest my girl. Her name is Shania Wilson. She's from New York. So if you're in that area, you definitely could probably meet up with her. But basically I'll drop down her IG handle and whatnot. She actually owns her own business. It's called Fola Financial. It's awesome. I've watched it grow. I've trusted her for, it's actually 3 years. So she's done my taxes and she's always helped me get my best return, that's legally possible. Let's put that there. And with my business now, she's been able to help me definitely make sure I file correctly for that. So definitely want to hit her up. It's at Fola Financial. Her name is Shania Wilson. She also has another IG page called The People CPA. Now that's easy to remember. And basically she does all things accounting. So that's someone I would definitely suggest, okay? The other thing I would suggest, or another person, I would suggest is Kaisha Smith. She is in Atlanta, so she's also a great dynamic woman that's accountant, She has her own accounting firm, just boss, and I have not used her yet because I just met her. However, I have people that have, and I know and love and trust that have used her, and she's just a brilliant woman, so why not, right? So if you're in the Atlanta area, definitely check her out, and I'll put her Instagram handle here too, which is your_favorite accountant. Now, moving forward, again, to keep this short, I wanted to give you guys 10 tips that a lot of people kept asking, like, oh, what should I do with my taxes? With my refund? What do I do? What do you suggest? And I love when people ask that because it's like, first of all, you think about it. That's great because most people are like, well, this is my money. I'm getting it back, so I'm going to just spend it. And it's like, yeah, but this is the one time in the year you can get your money back. And why not use it, especially in a lump sum, for something that benefits you later on, right? So with that said, this is my top 10. There's no real order because everyone's in different places in their lives. So just bear with me. But if it resonates with you, do it. I challenge you this tax season to use whatever refund you have towards it. And with that said, my personal anecdote, I always use my refund, not the first year because obviously I owed, but the next time I totally used it, like I split it up. I'm like, some of it goes to savings, some goes to traveling, whatever's going on that year. If I really want like my birthday or something, and I'm traveling, then I put it towards that. I always put a portion to certain things. You don't have to put the whole thing. I'm not saying that at all. Just leverage it and just, make wiser decisions than you did last year. So with the 10 tips, first one, I'm always going to say is emergency fund. As you guys know, I'm very big on emergency funds. Emergencies, life happens, you need it. I always say if you could start a fund at $1,000, that'd be great. Obviously, if you don't have $1,000, you would work your way up to $1,000. If that's taking 10% of your check every time you get paid, so be it. If it's less than that because you looked at your budget and we can totally have a session about that, then let's do that. we can figure out a comfortable number that can work with you and your livelihood to fund that account, because I believe at least you should have $1,000. And the reason why I say that, for people that listen, you guys know, on average, that's the cost of an emergency, a day-to-day emergency that happens in most people's lives. Obviously, it could be more, but that's $1,000 less out of your pocket immediately, right? So I suggest do that. The other thing was, send it to savings. That's also another thing. I'm all about savings, obviously, but this is not an emergency fund. If you already have an emergency fund, maybe send it to your savings account that you have about lifestyle. A lot of people are different. I personally have, I think I have 3 accounts that's dedicated to savings. One is emergency. One is my lifestyle account, which I use for like travel and stuff like that. And I'm creating another one, which is wealth building. That's just me. And that's going to be saving. Everyone can have their own way, have as many savings as you want, whatever, your heart desire. However, if you already have your fully funded emergency fund. And obviously, if you reach 1,000 and you want to put more, please go ahead. It's just an average number that's like, I guess, somewhat healthy and safe to have. Okay, put it into another savings account. As you guys know, I'm a big advocate for all not money market, high yield savings accounts. I do not put my money in a big bank, obviously, because of the APY. And if you know, that's the annual percentage yield. And that percentage is very, very low. It's less than 1%. So you mean to tell me compound interest does not help me in this case when I'm having or calculating on a less than 1%. So I encourage all of my clients and anyone who listens, definitely look into high yield savings accounts such as Ally, ALLY. That's my favorite. I've had them for years. It's free, convenient, super easy. Goldman Sachs has their own. Sally Mae has their version. There's a few of them. Just look up high yield savings account and you can go whichever one that floats your boat. Okay. The other tip I was going to say was pay off your debt. It's a great time to have some money because sometimes you get thousands back. You can use a portion of that to pay off some credit card debt if you have any, or store card debt, or student debt. Any type of debt, you owe somebody some money, you should probably pay it off, because most of the time that the money that you're paying off, the debt you have, it's accruing at an interest. Why not put a huge chunk of it at it so it can like knock it down in half or knock it down in total? And then you can have less money that you have to worry about later on. And it helps you obviously in the long run, because, that's another goal that I like to promote here is your net worth. We want to make it positive. Even if it's 0, I will appreciate and accept that rather than negative, right? And most of us are negative because we went to school where we have debt in some type of way and we don't have as much assets. So definitely we're working towards it. But if you can help knock out some debt, then do it, right? Why not? The other one is fund your retirement. A lot of people, I have different types of clients. So some people work corporate America and they have a 401k and their company offers these things. That's great. And you're utilizing it. That's amazing. Max it up. If it's 6%, if they match it, 10%, whatever the case may be, definitely make sure your retirement and future self is taken care of. I said fund your retirement. Obviously, if you already have a 401k and all that stuff, you might be fine. I'm not saying don't put money towards it, because if that's your passion and you want to be a millionaire, and just retire with that, go do your thing. I'm not going to stop you. But this was really more so for folks that are my entrepreneurs, right? That don't get the access to 401ks, or anyone else that may not, like freelancers and stuff like that. I've had clients that range in different career choices. And so I've always had to learn different things that can help them. So obviously they can open up their own, if you didn't know, they can open up their own personal Roth IRA account, which is great because you actually have control of where you put your money invested in. So that's amazing. Whereas for someone that has a 401k like myself, it's based off of my company's vesting, which is their perks. And maybe you might have an inkling of I really feel like this market's going to blow. And then you could actually benefit your future self because of your great intuition, right? Or research. So with that said, definitely say if you have a portion that, if you don't have a retirement fund, you should create one and maybe start one. The way you do it for shorthand, you definitely want to talk to a financial advisor, because you cannot just open it, go in a bank and be like, oh, I'm going to do this. I mean, I guess technically you can go in a bank, but you need a financial advisor to obviously do that, because it's something that you're not touching like a bank account or a savings account. Okay. So definitely ask about that. Maybe go to your bank for that. I have a great financial advisor. His name is Anthony Williams. I'll shout him out as well. I think his Instagram is just Anthony Williams, but he works for Northwestern and he's my FA. I've known him for like 3-4 years, and he's been helping me since my younger years with internship, just investing. And now finally I'm opening up a Roth IRA account with him, which is really great, and I'm excited. So definitely get you a team to, help you with that. And of course you can always ask me. What else? Seed or create the college fund. Some of my clients have kids. Obviously, well, not obviously, I won't say that. Technically, if you do want to see your child go to college, you could totally start that college fund. There's different plans for that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it's like a 501 savings plan or something. Definitely check it out. I'm sorry, I don't have it on top of my head. But either way, it's definitely a great savings plan that you could start funding for your future seeds. If you don't have any, and if they're there already, then fund them. Obviously, I'm a big advocate. If you can get scholarships, do it. If you can get a great college education without student loans, do it. And sometimes families can have this money that you've been saving and investing for them and putting in a high yield savings account, and while it grows for the next 18 years, and whenever they decide to go to college, they have something better than nothing. So I think that's a very selfless thing to do with your taxes. The other thing was invest in stock markets. Yes, if you are interested, obviously, into investing and growing your portfolio, this is a great time because you're actually going to have a good lump sum of money that you can just say, hey, I want to buy out these shares for whatever. Definitely want to talk to a financial advisor as well, because that's something that if you aren't in tune with the stock market, you're just learning, definitely want to understand what you're doing before you jump into it, right? We don't like to suggest erratic behaviors, but I would say that you could totally Google. E-Trade is amazing. Ameritrade. There's a lot of Google Investopedia that has great insight for people that are first time investors when we're talking about the money. About the stock market. And I definitely believe everyone should try to learn a little bit about it and own some type of stock, because it's a beautiful way to grow your portfolio and up your assets and make your net worth not negative. So definitely do that. The other thing was kickstart your career. I thought that was really cool because, some people are like in this corporate world and they're like, what? This ain't for me. I have a different passion, or I really have a passion about something that I just really love. And I'm a 9-to-5 girl, but I got a 5 to 9, and I just need this money to really start the business, write the book, whatever the case may be. You definitely may want to invest in yourself. I'm always talking about that. I'm always saying the 10-10-80 rule, which I use, as you guys know, if you've been following me, where you put 10% to God, whether it's tithing or a charity that you really care about, because I believe there's such a big power in giving. Just as much as you receive. And then the other thing, of course, is the 10% for yourself, because you are your greatest asset. And then the last 80% is for everything else: bills, expenses, your debt, everything that your livelihood that pertains to you. So definitely, maybe if you need that to get that, instead of getting a loan and you could use your tax refund, do it. You know what I'm saying? Why not, right? You're starting less out of debt. And that's always a good thing, right? So definitely suggest that. And the last 3 is pertaining to more so people that may have homes. Prepay your mortgage. Look, if you got a home, that's about a 30-year commitment. You feel me? So you might as well, if you're getting a good few thousand back, just put it on there. So now you can be safe for a few rainy days, and or you could maybe possibly pay it down and totally lessen your interest. Lessen the amount of money you're going to spend over that interest period, because at the end of the day, it's money that's accruing back, right? So definitely think about that. And again, start a business. That technically goes straight with the kickstart your career. If you have a business in mind, you can totally do that. And then, of course, the last thing is buy life insurance. It's very important. I think a lot of people forget that this is also another type of way, and another type of way, and definitely another way to, I guess, get leverage, because some people do use their insurance policies and bank off of that, which is legal within terms. Definitely talk to a FA, a financial advisor, not me, because I'm not licensed to do any of that. But with that said, my personal FA, I do have life insurance. I started it a little while ago, but it creates value, and then you could actually lend and borrow the money on yourself. So that's also an amazing thing, an amazing tool to get into. And again, if you're interested in buying life insurance, definitely talk to a FA, because that's obviously how you do that. And there's different types of people that are out there. So go with a place that you feel comfortable with. You know what I mean?